Hello students, let us continue with the next topic. In the last topic we have seen that in the last period we have seen that saturated solution and what is solubility, unsaturated solution, okay, and we have also seen the procedure of making saturated solution. See, now next point that we are going to discuss is concentrated concentration of solution. Now see, concentration means what? The concentration of solution is the amount of solute present in the given amount of solvent or solution. Means for example, let me explain you. See, solution is the mixture of solution is the mixture of solution is the mixture of solute and solvent. सोल्यूट एंड सॉल्वेंट का मिक्सचर होता है सॉल्वेंट, है ना. मीन्स सी सोल्यूट प्लस सॉल्वेंट इज इक्वल टू क्या होता है? सॉल्यूशन होता है. नाउ सी, concentration means what is the meaning of concentration? Concentration means the solution amount of solute present in the given in a given solvent, given amount of solvent. Means particular, suppose 1 liter of water we have. In 1 liter of water, how much solute is dissolved? Okay, how much solute is present? That is called concentration. That is called concentration. So for that we have a formula is the concentration of solution is amount of solute divided by amount of solvent. Amount of solute divided by amount of solvent. तो solute क्या होता है? solute is for example salt solution में solute क्या है? salt is a solute. solvent क्या है? water is the solvent. So concentration of solution कैसे गिनेंगे? amount of solute divided by amount of solvent or amount of solute divided by amount of solution. Now by using this first formula, we can identify the percentage of solute and see second formula, amount of solute divided by amount of solution. इसमें हम निकाल सकते हैं concentration. Means by different ways we can do it. Okay, mass by mass percentage, mass by volume percentage. Okay, so when we'll discuss about the examples, just keep these formulas in mind, that amount of solute divided concentration of solution is equal to amount of solute divided by amount of solvent or amount of solute divided by amount of solution. Okay, now the concentration of solution can be expressed by mass percentage or mass by volume percentage. So you can see here mass by mass percentage of solution is equal to mass of solute divided by mass of solution into 100. Now when you talk about the percentage, we have to multiply with this by 100. Okay, and mass by volume percentage, then we have to see what we have to do, mass of solute divided by mass of solution into 100. Okay, so for example, if any solution is there and your mass of solute is given, suppose 10, okay, and solvent is given 90. How much? 90. So 10 upon 90 into 100. So how much it will be? 10 upon 90 into 100 क्या हो जाएगा ये? 1 will 0 will cancel. 1 upon 9 is 0.9 into 100 is 90%. Okay, 0.9 into 100 90. Okay, so 1 upon 10 upon 90 into 100, तो इसमें 1 is cancelled. So 1 upon 9 into 100, so it will become 90%. Okay, 90%. So this way we can find out the percentage of any mass by mass percentage of any solution, and similarly mass by mass percentage of you can see here mass by mass percentage of mass by volume percentage of solution also. Now in exercise we'll discuss about the problem based on these two formulas. Okay, now see, the next important point is separating the components of mixture. Now separating the components of mixture is again, now see, till this point we have seen that how the solutions can be made. What is the concentration, what is the mixture, what is the homogeneous mixture, what is the heterogeneous mixture, what is colloidal solution, what is this true solution, then what is suspension. Okay, these all things we have studied now. Now see, if you want to separate these mixtures or solutions, then what are the methods? Okay, so these separating components of the mixture. Now components of mixture means suppose A plus B का mixture है and you want to separate the A from B, then what type? These are the two components. A is one component, B is one component. So how will you separate these components from the mixture? That we are going to see. The method used for, or techniques used to separate these separation of these components, we are going to discuss here. The first is evaporation technique, then second is centrifugation technique, then decantation, sublimation, chromatography, distillation and fractional distillation. So these are the different techniques which are used to separate the components of the mixture, and we are going to discuss these techniques one by one. Okay, so you can see here components of heterogeneous mixture can be separated by simple methods like hand picking, sieving, filtration, etc., and some other techniques are also there. So these are the other techniques which we are going to discuss in details. Now see, the first technique is evaporation. Now see, the diagram can be asked you that explain the process technique evaporation of separating the components of mixture. So this way diagram we can draw. Okay, so this method is separating the volatile components from the non-volatile components solute by heating the mixture. Now evaporation के लिए the soluble components, now evaporation is used to separate the components which are generally soluble. So if it is soluble components are there, then they can be separated by using the evaporation. So when you start heating, the one which has low melting point will evaporate and get separated, and then it can be separated from one another. So example is given here. Ink is a mixture of dye and water. Now you can see ink used in the ball pen or in the ink pens it's a mixture of dye and water. It's a uniform mixture of dye and water. So in that, if some ink is heated in a dish, the water evaporates and the dye is left in the dish. So dye is the solute here and water is the solvent. So when you heat that ink, water is a solvent, and that's why water is evaporated and dye is a solid solute that remains back. Okay, so this is how we can separate the dye from the water. And this is the assembly, this is the technique we have to use for separation of salt and water as well as ink from or dye from the water. Same, you can see there is a china. This dish is called china dish. Okay, china dish. Then there is a wire gauze on which china dish is kept. Stand is there, then burner is there. Okay, and then when we heat from the burner, the water gets evaporated and dye or salt remains back. So this is the first technique of evaporation. Okay, there is a second technique called centrifugation. Now, centrifugation works on the concept or principle of centrifugal force. Okay, now in this method the denser particles, now denser means heavier particles can be separated from lighter particles by using the centrifuging machine, and this technique is called as centrifugation. You can see this picture of centrifugation. Now these are the centrifugation tubes. Now in these centrifugation tubes, the mixture is taken, and you can see this is the handle. When it is rotated, this handle is rotated in this way. This way when you rotate it, okay, that upper centrifugal tubes also rotates, and whatever denser particles are there in the mixture, they are forced away from the center because of the centrifugal force, and all the this one, the lighter particles remains up, denser particle goes down. So the blood, for the separation of blood, this method is generally used. Okay, so example is given here. If you take some milk for in a centrifugation machine and spin it rapidly means spin it fast, then the cream separates from the milk because of the cream is less dense than the milk. The denser particle goes down, lighter particle comes up. So this is how the centrifugation works. Okay, now next point is decantation using separating funnel. Okay, now see, this decantation is method to separate the heavy particle from the lighter or immiscible liquids जो होते हैं, decantation using separating funnel. Now immiscible liquids होते हैं, suppose oil and water, if you take oil doesn't mix in the water, so this method is used for separation of mixture of immiscible liquids. Liquid separates into different layers depending on their density. Suppose one has kerosene and water. Now one example is given here. This is the kerosene, this is the water. Now kerosene is lighter than water, so kerosene will float on the water, and that because of the different densities. And so there is a stopcock here, you can see there is a stopcock. If you open it, allow the water to transfer in the beaker, and then change the beaker when entire water separates, and then keep another beaker and pass out the kerosene from the separating funnel. This is how we can separate the this different mixtures from each other. Now see, that's it for today. We'll continue in the next video.